Where's that little sweetheart? Come here! Let him give you a kiss!
Wouldn't it be cool to be Buzz Lightyear?
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace.
I come in pieces.
He knew. Did he ever say that in the Lightyear movie?
I don't think so.
They should have.
Crazy.
They should have made him say, "There's a snake in my boot."
That would have been awesome.
That'd be really funny. They don't reference any of his iconic lines. Not even To Infinity and Beyond. But they reference, "There's a snake in my boot."
They used To Infinity and Beyond, but in a really boring way.
Yeah. To Infinity
and Beyond!
To
Which, like,
and
I don't know, if you're doing, like... now that's another movie I'm about to start complaining about. It's just, like... He's meant to be this cool action hero, you know? And, like,
and
you always,
like... a boring man.
You just assume that, like, To Infinity and Beyond, if he was to star in, like... If the toy line is based on a movie, the way he says it in the Toy Story movies, you presume it's from, like an awesome moment in the movies. And then the movie's just like, To Infinity and Beyond. You touched my finger.
Yeah. The cartoon did a way better job of...
making him like a hero.
Yeah. Well, even just being the thing that Andy would have watched at the time, you know?
Yeah, so that's the thing as well. It's like Andy would not have watched that Lightyear movie.
I don't think I've ever heard a kid say, "I love the movie Lightyear." That said, I don't know that many kids.
Yeah, I was about to say, how many kids you know?
Yeah, I know like one. I had like a whole group of kids following me today.
Just do tell.
What's to tell?
I think you, out of everything you said, you could elaborate on that the most.
What happened was this dog showed up in our yard.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, should we call the council? And Dad was like, call the council, but don't call the pound, because the pound will make the owners pay like $300 for the dog, and that's a huge waste of their money, you know. And so I called the council, and I was like, can you give us the address? And the council was like, no, for privacy reasons we can't do that. And I'm like, who's gonna like that doesn't even really make sense. What's someone gonna do with the they find a dog and then they invade someone's privacy because of the dog? Because of knowing their address? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't really understand it. Maybe someone can explain it to me in the comments below. But anyway, they were like, no, we can't help you. So I was like, okay, maybe I should like go door to door. And Dad was like, no, just like go look around. And if you see someone like looking for a dog, that's probably the dog's owner. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I walked like down one street and then saw these kids, and I was like, oh yep. That'll be whose dog it is. And I was like, are you looking for a dog? And they were like, yes. And I was like, he's at my house. Follow me to my house, children. and I was while I was walking,
and they trusted you?
Yeah, they trusted me. Yeah, their dog's life was on the line. They were like, this man doesn't look responsible. Our dog could be dead any second.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they followed me to my house, got their dog back, and all was right in the world.
This game is already so much fun. I'm having a good time.
Right. That's nice.
Yeah, it's probably not as fun for you, sorry.
Yeah, nah, I've got to try and think of funny things so that I can go to sleep.
But at least I'm not going, what do I have to do?
What do I have to do here? Where is the chicken run?
Woody once risked his life to save me.
That's nice.
Thanks, Buzz. Thanks for the insight.
He also tried to kill you, maybe.
Yeah. That wasn't his intention, I don't think.
What would you do if your dad came into your room and was like wearing a full Buzz Lightyear costume, and he said, "Don't say a word, just follow me," and then he
follow him.
Yeah, you'd follow him. He takes you to his car, and then he's like, "Get in," and you get in, and he puts on the Toy Story soundtrack and drives for like 2 hours. And you're in you're in the middle of the woods, and he's like, "I have a surprise for you. I just need you to trust me." Would you trust him?
I'd be like, Dad, this is kind of very out of character for you. I'm a little worried.
He's like, "Don't make me do this, son." And he presses the laser button. A little red dot appears on your forehead.
I get down on my knees and I'm like, please, no.
And he's like, "I love you, son. You just need to trust me. You're gonna hear some things about me, but never mind. Let's just go." And then he starts like walking like briskly into the forest, and you follow him till a crashed spaceship. And he's like, "I need you to get in."
A crashed spaceship.
and then he says, "Son," he's like, "Son, I need you to pilot the ship to save the world. I need you to pilot this ship to save the world, and you can never ever come back. The world is going to end if you don't do this, but if you do it, you'll never be able to come back to Earth. You'll have to go live with space people." What do you do?
Does he turn on the ship and it actually starts?
He wants to see what your reaction is first.
I would be like, Dad, can we go home?
He's like, "I brought chippies," and he gives you some chips, and he says, "Now about that decision."
Oh, I'll be like, yeah.
And then you get in
Let's go, let's get out of here.
You get in the ship, and he's like, "Oops, I put it in reverse." And then,
Dad, and he goes, doo 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 doo, and it like does like the little circle fade.
Okay, cut to next episode of Isaac and Dad.
The Adventures of Isaac and Dad.
The Adventures of Isaac and Dad, Space Rangers. You arrive at the space station. And you're like, "What is this place?"
What is this place?
What is this place? And he said, "Son, this is where you were born."
He shows me like old photos of me as like a baby, like me sitting on his lap.
Yeah.
And he like rubs it out, and we're both wearing like, he's like drawn over them, and we're both wearing like Space Ranger
outfits. And then you're like, "Wait, I'm starting to remember." And then he leads you down a hallway to your Space Ranger costume, and he's like, "Put it on."
I would feel so blessed.
And then he's like, "We got to pilot the entire space station into a black hole to seal it up."
I say, your black hole or mine?
Insane. I don't know.
Well, we don't get to see the end of the episode.
It's to be continued.
Oh, okay.
But then this show got cancelled because it was a season finale. The ratings weren't good enough. We don't know whose black hole it was.
Really? Dang, that actually sucks.
Yeah.
I really want to know whose black hole it was. Was it Father's?
Yeah, well,
or
anyway,
mine?
hopefully any of that was usable.
I thought that was funny. I thought that was really funny. Hence why I'm laughing so
Yeah,
much.
the way you said that was really funny, because you didn't even sound slightly amused. I thought that was really funny.
Sean, I thought that was really funny, man.
Sean, that was really funny. Good effort.
Good effort. You get extra pay this week.
Anyway, that was all just because I thought the idea of your dad in a Space Ranger outfit is funny. Martin Giles to Star Command.
Come in, Star Command.
He's like, "Son,
Dad, is this some flat Earth stuff?"
Yeah, I was gonna make that joke. He makes you get in the car turns into a spaceship, and you fly straight up. And he's like, "Look down, son." And you're like, "Dad, I'm not gonna look down." He's like, "Dad, you have."
It's just a square.
He's like, "Son, look."
Dad, you were right.
You were right all along, Dad. And he's like, "It's great to hear you finally admit it." Did you see the Futurama trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really. I've never watched Futurama, but I'm like, oh man, they're really doing the thing that every reboot is doing at the moment, where they have like unnecessary social or political commentary about stuff that no one cares about. Like,
that's like such old news as well. Like, I know that it's still sort of going on, but
yeah, but like complaining about like the vaccines and stuff. It's like making a episode of your show based around the coronavirus. You can write that in a way that's gonna age well, but like at the moment, it definitely doesn't seem like it's gonna age well.
Yeah, no, not
it's
at
just
all.
like the point of cartoons is to be like, in my opinion, either entertainment or art or both. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I guess you can have a message. It can be your cartoon can exist to say something, but it feels stupid when it's the same thing that everyone's already saying.
Yeah. I think that's the problem. 'Cause I think you can have like social commentary in animation, but
yeah,
it's not like
I agree. I think there's a lot of great animation
in that way. Like, yeah,
that
if
executes
everyone's
it really well.
if everyone's already saying it though, it's like, what are you adding to the conversation?
The thing that appeals to me about Futurama is that it looks kind of funny. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like, if I watched it, it wouldn't be because I wanted to hear about the vaccines or the coronavirus or whatever. It's like I don't know, like, just as an example, there's like the Velma show. You have the opportunity to make a fun mystery for adults and young adults to watch, like a fun mystery show about teens solving a mystery. You can do different stuff that never's been done before in Scooby-Doo because it's not constrained by the fact that it has to be for kids. Personally, I like it being for kids, and I've never wanted like an adult version of Scooby-Doo. But there's a lot of stuff where like a character will just be like, oh, something, white guy does this thing or whatever.
White people, Daphne. Just being a white guy with a clipboard doesn't cut it anymore. Fred's a rich white guy with a tiny dong. Which white actors are descended from slave owners? White girl with too much money.
I can sort of, like, I you know, I get why people sometimes are annoyed at white people. Understandable. But, like, you're not saying anything if you're just complaining about white people all the time for no reason.
That's what, like, I don't know, people are saying, like, every day, I guess. It's like,
yeah, exactly. It's
know.
like
Maybe,
come up with something interesting. Show us something that
if you want to say ugh white people or ugh white men, come up with a clever way of saying ugh white men.
give it actual social commentary. Also, kind of weird that you want to do that with a Scooby-Doo story, considering Scooby-Doo is like originally comprised of entirely white people, but apart from the dog. but go off, I guess. You know, it's a new version or whatever. Like you're not telling a story with that. You're just being like, putting in like these little things and being like, oh, did anyone else notice that white people suck?
yeah. They're not trying. They're not going, oh man, I want to use these characters to tell a really cool story. They're going, man, I want to use these characters to push my agenda.
Well, I guess, but also like it's very unclear what agenda Velma was trying to push.
Right.
Because
that's fair.
It would also make just like offensive jokes as well. Or like, just for an example,
that feels very hypocritical.
Yeah, I think that what they were trying to do was like appeal to Gen Z humor, but also the writers maybe didn't have that humor. Like Velma has like a scene. I think like one of the opening scenes is like it's like, oh, I hate how in like shows about like teenage like murder mysteries or whatever, they always start with like a bunch of girls in a locker room with all their clothes off for some reason, and then they do like the exact thing that they're doing, and that's the joke.
Right. That's like my least favorite kind of joke.
You're implying that it's problematic, but you're also playing it out in the same way. I don't know. Probably shouldn't complain about all this stuff, because who cares? I just think that entertainment should be better, and if you're going to make a reboot of a show, or if you're going to make a show at all, think about what you're putting out. Think about like what you want to say. If you want to say something, great, you know? But think about it. What's the best way to execute that? Lame jokes that everyone's heard 1,000 times? Probably not. You know? It's probably not the
like
best
how
way
passionate you're getting.
I don't know. It's just stupid. I feel like there's so much stupid writing these days. Just write something good, bro.
I like the art that can I don't know, I guess age as well. Like I feel like there are jokes you can put in that's like I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I think I know what you're trying to say. We're even when you think about it, like a moral can be a political message, you know?
That is true. That is true.
Good versus evil can be a political message when you think about it. You can have a message and make that an integral part of the story and not make it feel like a a piece of trash that only can exist in this current era. You know?
Yeah.
Name literally any movie.
Chicken Little?
Father-son relationships are important.
What if I joined the baseball team?
Name a different movie. I'm trying to think of a movie that has like a message that
How to Train Your Dragon.
what was the message
There you
there? Are you just doing the father-son thing again?
Sometimes the enemy ain't as bad as they seem.
Okay, yeah. Like it could also be like a don't judge just based off of your cultural, like what your culture has told you is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be interpreted as like a message that even a political message, I guess. And I'm not like someone who's super into politics or anything like that. Actually have some nuance to what you're writing. Don't just like be like, white people be like, or if you are, at least make it funny. you know?
Saying white people be like is not a joke in of itself, which I think Velma thinks it is.
There's a joke in The Simpsons where there's like a comedian or something. I can't remember. No, I think he says like black people drive their cars like this, and he's like leaning back with like one hand on the wheel, sort of thing. And he's like, and white people drive their cars like this, and he's going like, and he's like leaned right up to the steering wheel, sort of thing, you know. And he looks goofy. And then Homer Simpson goes, we do that, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's true. We're so lame.
The joke is more like like Homer's reaction is a big part of the joke.
Yeah.
And those kind of jokes in comedy shows, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. And if it doesn't make sense, make sure you cut it.
Yeah.
Cut anything that makes me sound dumb or bigoted.
Oh no. I have to cut this whole episode.
Oh man. Do I sound bigoted? Is it because I'm white?
Yeah.